Hi, everyone. So we are the Just Book Club, and we have Pilar and Annabelle and myself, and Stephen and Haley. So today I will be sharing a bilingual book. Let me bring that up and screen share. So I selected this book written by Tracy Kyle and illustrated by Joshua Hines. And the reason why I selected this book, well, I'll just read a little part to you. Paco gazed at the late morning sun. He wondered why recess had not yet begun. He wanted to go to El Campo and play and act like a matador, shouting, Ole! He thought about football and scoring a goal. He wanted to run in the sun. Hace sol! He longed for his lunch with manzanas and cheese. He yearned for a nap underneath the trees. Paco, he heard. It was el profesor. Let's follow the lesson, he said. Por favor. Paco blushed, turning a light shade of red. He sank in his chair and he lowered his head. But 1 hour later, he could not sit still. He daydreamed and looked out the window until he lifted his lapis and started to draw the life in his pueblo, the world that he saw. He colored montañas that stretched to the sky with the pájaros swooping down low, flying high. So I'm just going to skip a little bit. Later, they walked down the hall to a room with easels and brushes in bloom. And so basically it's about Paco and him and his love for art, and his teacher allowed him to display his love for art. And I love how it has a lot of rhyming throughout the book. I also really like how it incorporates both English and Spanish. One thing that I wish I did see, I did see a little bit of it. It's like football and goal, those things that can translate in both English and Spanish, like both English and Spanish speakers could understand that. So that would be something amazing to see more in the future of. But I loved just the art of this and how colorful it is. It reminds me of Mexico. I haven't been in years, but what I do remember is the beautiful and colorful art. It's always very, very bright. And so yeah, I just loved this read, and I think it would be wonderful to have in our class.
I loved Arlene's book and all the colors. I hadn't heard of that one. I'm going to be reading this to you guys. It is called Dreamers, and it is written by Yuyi Morales. I'm sure I didn't say her name in the beautiful justice it should have been, but that's okay. So, I dreamed of you, and then you appeared. Together we came, amour, love, amour, resplendent life, you and I. One day we bundled gifts in our backpack and crossed the bridge, outstretched like the universe. Adios. Maybe I'll try to hold it here. I always feel like I'm going to drop the book. And then we made it to the other side, thirsty and all, unable to go back. We became immigrants. Immigrants, you and I, the sky and the land welcomed us to the words, unlike those of our ancestors. There are so many things we didn't know, unable to understand and afraid to speak. We made lots of mistakes. You and I became caminantes, thousands and thousands of steps we took around this land until the day we found. That's my little pronunciation sticky note. I didn't want to butcher the Spanish words. the day until we found a place we had never seen before, suspicious, improbable, unbelievable, surprising, unimaginable. Where we didn't need to speak, we only needed to trust, and we did. Books became our language, books became our home, books became our lives. We learned to read, to speak, to write, and to make our voices heard. Someday we will become something we haven't even yet imagined, but for right now, we are stories, we are two languages, we are lucha, we are resilience, we are hope, we are dreamers, senderos of the world. We are love, amor, love. So this is the book I chose for a few reasons. One, I love the illustrations. It's beautifully, I know I didn't hold it up to the camera, great, but through the imagery of the book, you really like get lost in the story of this woman. And the author is actually an immigrant who came from Colombia with her son. So she tells the story of how they came to America and dreamt of a new life. So I think this book shows the power of hope in reading. And it's also like a meaningful and beautiful story about immigration. I think a lot of times in our society and in our government, immigration is looked at as a negative thing, when a lot of times students come from a place where their family were immigrants. So I think the story tells their tale beautifully while incorporating some bilingual words that would really resonate and kind of make a student that was in this situation feel at home. So that was my book this week.
Okay, hi everyone. So I have a read along, so I'm going to share my screen. Share. Make sure my volume's up. Okay, I'm gonna test it. Let me know if you guys can hear it.
Called Me Gusta Como
Okay, cool. Here we go.
Capital. I'm here today to share an awesome book called Me Gusta Como Soy. I like myself. Me gusta como soy. Me encanta mi personalidad. I like myself. I'm glad I'm me. No quisiera ser como nadie más. There's no one else I'd rather be. Me gustan mis ojos, mis orejas, mi nariz. Me gustan mis dedos de la mano y de los pies. I like my eyes, my ears, my nose. I like my fingers and my toes. Me gusta ser traviesa. Me gusta ser tranquila. Me gusta ser distinta y también ser la misma. I like me wild. I like me tame. I like me different and the same. Me gusta ir rápido. Me gusta ir lento. Me gusta como soy en todo momento. I like me fast. I like me slow. I like me everywhere I go. Me gusta como soy por dentro, por lo que digo, hago y pienso. I like me on the inside too, for all I think and say and do. Por dentro, por fuera, al derecho y al revés, en cualquier posición de la cabeza a los pies. Me gusta como soy, siempre soy yo, y ser yo para mí es lo mejor. Inside, outside, upside down, from head to toe and all around. I like it all. It all is me, and me is all I want to be. Nunca me preocupa lo que la gente diga, tampoco lo que piense. Mi vida es mi vida. And I don't care in any way what someone else may think or say. Dirán que estoy.
Okay, I'll just stop it there. So some of the advantages of this book for emerging bilinguals is obviously that it's in both Spanish and English. And I really like that it has like the paragraph in Spanish and then it's repeated in English so that the students can make the connections to those words and like translate themselves. I also like the overall message of this book of like accepting yourself, and even going further and like sharing this with the class would like allow them to know the importance of like accepting others and just for like who they are in any circumstance and things like that. And then also in the beginning of the book, I like that it talks about different body parts. So like, where was it? Right here, like mis ojos, mis orejas, mi nariz, so that I think this is a good opportunity for a teacher while she's reading the book to kind of point to those body parts so that the students can connect the words to themselves. And yeah, that's my book.
I think all of our books were really great.
Me too.
I liked them all this week a lot. They were all so colorful. I don't know why we all chose very colorful books.
Yeah, they all had really great illustrations. Good job, everyone.
Good job, ladies.
Hi everyone. So for this week's meeting, the book that I chose is Con mi hermano, or With My Brother by Eileen Rowe and Robert Casilla. I unfortunately do not own the book, but I did find a read aloud on YouTube, so I'm going to share that with you guys right now.
My brother is bigger and older than I. He goes to school on the bus. Mi hermano es más grande y mayor que yo. Él va a la escuela en el omnibus escolar. And delivers newspapers in the afternoon. Y reparte los periódicos por la tarde. And plays ball at the park on Saturdays. Y juega a la pelota en el parque los sábados. He doesn't always have time to play with me. A veces no tiene tiempo de jugar conmigo. But sometimes I sit outside on the steps and wait for him to come home. When he sees me, he smiles and calls my name. Pero a veces me siento en la escalera y espero que luego a casa. Cuando me ve, sonríe y me saluda. I run to him. He grabs me, and we wrestle on the grass. I always win. Corro hacia él me agarra y luchamos en el pasto. Yo siempre gano. We walk down to the playground together, my brother and I. Caminamos juntos al patio de recreo, mi hermano y yo. We play catch. Jugamos a la pelota. And hang upside down and talk together until it's time to go home. Y nos cargamos boca abajo y calmos hasta que es hora de volver a casa. And sometimes, in the evening when he finishes his homework, we will do a puzzle together. Y a veces por la tarde, cuando él termina sus tareas, trabajamos juntos en un rompecabezas.
So the one reason I chose this book is because I think it's a great representation of diversity in the classroom. I think it is a lot easier for young English learners to relate to this book than they would a standard book that you would find normally in a classroom. And another reason I picked this book is because it's great support for emergent bilinguals due to the fact that the story is told in 2 different languages. I think it's really easy for like young Spanish speakers, if they're trying to learn English, they can actually see what the sentence will look like in Spanish and English. And lastly, I think it's a really cute story that embraces the love and admiration that exists between siblings. Because sometimes, if like siblings come to a new school and they don't know anyone, they'll have each other to depend on. So I thought this was like a great representation for the book club.